great studio full of people here, and with a very, very special guest that I'm absolutely delighted that he's here with us today, and that's the wonderful Chas McDevitt. Hi, Chas.
Hi, Mike.
And welcome to the show. What I would like to play you now, as I have it at the ready, is a little tune from Ringo Starr. I don't know if you're aware of this one. He did the Rock-Hearted Line just like recently.
Really? Yeah.
Have you heard it?
I think so, yeah, I think so.
Well, it goes like this. That's Ringo Starr that time, and the Rock Island Line. Is it bringing back memories? I say memories, of course it is. Your whole life is... I mean, it's so great to have you here in the studio because you inspired, you and Lonnie Donegan inspired, and this is absolutely true to anybody who doesn't know, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who, all these people did Skiffle.
That's right. Even the Shadows. They were the Railroaders.
Yes, and to have your good self here is just really brilliant. I'm chuffed. And can I ask you, who inspired you?
Well, really, my interest came through jazz. I was mad on New Orleans jazz. I took up the banjo and started playing with a jazz band, and discovered the blues and various singers from that era that were difficult to hear them on the radio those days. People like Josh White. Later, when they came into the country, people like Big Bill Broonzy and others like that inspired most of the Skifflers.
So how old were you when you got interested in music?
Well, I mean, it was from a kid. I mean, I remember singing songs when I was a kid, really, really young. But music, as we know it, I was about 15, 16. And that was a long time ago.
Because, I mean, we will touch on this, but I'll mention it now. You have a book out called Skiffle, the definitive inside story of Chas McDevitt, and it is some story and a fabulous book. Great pictures in here.
Well, it's got a foreword by Mark Knopfler, George Harrison, and Joe Brown, just to show you the people that were influenced by that music. Not me, but by the music itself,
So you influenced Joe too?
Well, indirectly, being by playing Skiffle, but he was around at the time. He had his own Skiffle with the Spacemen at that time.
And Adam Faith?
Faith used to be with the Worried Men.
The Worried Men, yeah. Just trying to think of it. Because in a moment, I'm going to play an interview that I did with Lonnie Donegan, the great Lonnie. How friendly were you with Lonnie?
Well, in those days, because we played similar music, we seldom worked together, except maybe on a radio show. But in the latter days, I would often tour with him. And in fact, when I got my group together, we went to France, to Nantes, to do a show over there with Lonnie, and on quite a few occasions I toured with him. And in fact, the week he died, I was due to be supporting him at the Fairfield Hall in Croydon on the following Friday, and that was it.
Oh, my old man's a dustman, he wears a dustman's hat, he wears gold-blimey trousers, and he lives in the council flat. He looks a proper nana in his great big hobnail boots, he's got such a job to pull them up, but he calls them daisy roots.
Oh, a great shame, a great loss. Good afternoon or good evening to Patrick Humphreys, who's written, again, another great book on Lonnie Donegan. I don't know how many books Lonnie's had done on him, but...
Well, this is the only sort of correct autobiography that I know about. I don't know if it's authorised or what, but it's quite a comprehensive book.
Oh, well, I think it's all kosher, as you might say. Lonnie Donegan and the birth of British rock and roll. In the second part of this show, we'll talk to Patrick, because he's listening to the show now, and he'll be coming up on the line. But here's the interview that I made with Lonnie. I went to, I can say it now, because it's a long time ago, back in the 80s there. I arrived at Island House, as it was then. That's what the place was called, Island House. And I thought, my God, this is the king of Skiffle. You two, I kind of put on parallel with Lonnie? I know he had...
he had 30 hits, how can you parallel that?
Yeah, but because you were around with Freight Train, which we will play later, I know...
We were the only group, apart from Lonnie, to make it in the States, albeit quite small, but we went over there for the Ed Sullivan Show, so...
Tonight, Marilyn Monroe and Sophia Loren, Jane Mansfield, Rita Hayworth, and other celebs, I've put them together in a film background on the history of world premieres. But right now, you're going to meet a whole series of record stars. The top records of the country. This little girl here is Nancy Whiskey of England. Seated on her left is Charles McDevitt and his Skiffle group, and they're going to sing the song they made famous all over the world, Freight Train.
Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on. Tell me where he's gone. Don't know where he's headed for, or what he's done against the law. Got no future, got no hope, nothing but the road.
But where did that idea of the washboard come from, getting that sound?
Well, it was always around from the jug bands of the 20s and 30s. They'd take up anything that was at hand, washboards or brushes with a suitcase or something.